up there. And I don't come from an Army family. You know, in the Army, there's some people who join who maybe their father was in the Army or their mother was in the Army, and there's some people in the Army who their father and their grandfather and their great-grandfather and their great-great-grandfather were in the Army. You know, they come from a family where almost everyone serves in the Army, but not me. I come from a family of teachers, and I was kind of the first person in a few generations to serve in the Army. Yeah. So anyway, when I was you guys' age, you know, I liked playing basketball. I played the saxophone. I liked jazz. I liked canoeing in lakes and rivers, which is a pretty common thing in Canada. I don't know if people do that in New York so much. But you know, I didn't really think much about what I was going to do later when I grew up. I didn't think much about serving the Army or anything like that necessarily. Now, what kind of changed that for me was September 11th, 2001, the events that happened that day. Now, how many people here were alive on that day? So that was kind of the moment where I decided that I wanted to do something to serve my country, you know. And there's a lot of different ways to serve your country. You know, you can be a doctor and help heal people who are sick. You know, you can be a rabbi and help teach people. You can be a teacher and help kids learn. There's a million different ways that you can serve your country that are very, very important. You know, but to me, serving the Army is one of those ways. And what I like about serving in the Army is that, you know, I see our job as protect. Anyway, I went to West Point, and you know, it's a bit of a different school than here. You know, you got to wake up at 6 in the morning every day and that kind of thing. So. Goes to sleep in a bedroom where in the next room there's 3 goats and 5 chickens and a cow. You know, that's the kind of country they live in. So everybody's a farmer, everybody's got animals everywhere. Everybody wakes up at 5 in the morning and has to go out and get water from wells and put water on their crops so they grow. It's a difficult life, you know, especially for kids, because the kids, they don't all get to go to school like you guys do. You know, there's a few kids maybe living in big cities who get to go to school. You know, but most kids, even at a very young age, they're helping their parents on the farm. You know, they're going 5 miles in the morning to the nearest well to collect water, and then they're carrying the heavy water back home. They're leading sheep and goats around in the mountains. So their life is very different, very, very different from you guys. You know, they, for example, who here has showered in the last week? I think one of my most memorable experiences was all the times that I sat down and had like a long meal, like lunch or dinner, with the Afghans that we were working with. You know, because Afghan food is a little bit different from our food. All right, like you might think. It includes some things that some of you guys might think are a little bit strange. You know, like for example, they love to eat lamb and goat, and they eat all parts of the lamb and goat. So some parts that are like the feet and stuff, which are a bit strange, okay? So some of those experiences were really memorable. And also the way you eat, which is you're all sitting in a circle cross-legged. There's no table, there's no chairs, it's just on the floor. And there's like a giant plate, and you're all reaching in and just sort of grabbing like hunks of meat and rice and stuff. It's very memorable. So I remember that. I mean, specifically as a Jewish soldier in Afghanistan, you know, there are no Jews in Afghanistan. There used to be, a long time ago, there used to be actually 30 or 40,000 Jews in Afghanistan. And I actually saw a couple of buildings that used to be ancient synagogues in Afghanistan, but now they're used for something else, you know. But now there's actually one Jew left in Afghanistan. One. He's an old man, and they call him the last Jew of Kabul. And he lives in a synagogue, and he's kind of a local legend, so nobody, even the bad guys can't touch him because he's very kind of beloved, I guess. But there's no Jews left in Afghanistan, so most people in Afghanistan have never met a Jewish person, and sometimes the bad people are telling them things about Jews which are not very nice, okay, at all. Like that Jews are kind of, you know, want to rule the world and things like that, right? So, you know, you have to be careful sometimes. There's some people who I would not want to tell them that I was Jewish, not because I'm afraid, but because it might change their opinion of me because they have some really stupid ideas that someone else gave them, you know. But kind of technology and stuff that we have now. Now, on the bases we live on, you know, you can bring your laptop computer and, you know, watch movies or even, you know, watch TV and stuff like that. So there's actually a lot that you can do. You know, we played sports, we went to the gym and worked out, you know, lifted weights and those kinds of things. But for me, the biggest thing I did to entertain myself was just read letters from family and, you know, read books, I guess. So.